the cat house critters yet? That's always the big test. What's the first part? Our school, William Henry Harrison. We always referred to it in the old days, Karen, as Billy Hank High. And so, just like which one's Pink of Pink Floyd, everyone's always asking us, which one's Billy Hank? Well, Billy Hank is whoever gets to sing lead vocals. The cat house trainers, if you don't know, by the little over there, we are the Wildcats of Harrison High School. So, my English teacher friend, he's the one who came up with the idea. We thought it sounded great because, you know, it's got that living on the edge thing with the cat house. So it's just rebellious enough that I can turn to my boss and say, what? We're the Wildcats. We don't mean anything other than that. So now this is Billy Hank, and this is her cat house critters. Are there any questions? Feel free to ask them. Go ahead.
What kind of equipment are you running? Like, do you have a snake, a board?
We have a snake that belongs to the school district for graduation, so we just use it. One of the things I gotta admit I'm lucky about, because this is kind of important on our end, we have a room that sits, it's a multi-purpose room that sits next to our music room. It's carpeted, we use jazz band in there. I teach guitar class in there, TV production is taught in there. And what it does, it's a big enough room, it's about the size of this room. We actually leave all of our equipment set up so that we're not daily having to spend our time hooking up equipment. PA stays plugged in and the whole 9 yards. We're coming in and flipping on switches and starting to rehearse. Question? Yes?
You used to have your own band when you were younger? And
When I was in high school, yes, I had, why, we were members of Pegasus, the greatest 70s rock band. Garfield High School, man. We did Color My World in Chicago, okay? So yeah, but we weren't this good. We were a bunch of hacks playing in the basement pretending. And so here's the other thing, and the guitar class, boys, and this is an eye-opening experience for the guitar kids in my guitar class. It's harder than Guitar Hero. But it's also more rewarding than Guitar Hero, and that's, again, you gotta be proactive, folks, or Guitar Hero is gonna take all of our students away from us. Right? So, but that, yeah, but not a very good one.
Since this is now a class, what kind of assessments do you give?
What would you assess them to be?
I would kind of do something like I would do my band kids, maybe just playing assessments, stuff like that.
To be honest, I've never had to test them.
Yeah.
Because when they know when they're not meeting the standard, how do you know when you're not meeting the standard? I kind of open up on them. And so, in a very bad curricular and a bad boy way, everything's auditory in terms of we evaluate ourselves on a daily basis of how we're doing. Was this better than yesterday? Yes. Was it better than 2 days ago? No. Okay, so then we got to work a little harder, and then when things aren't, we have the pressure of performance coming up, and I turn into it. Last couple of weeks, I'm taking them out to dinner at Golden Corral tonight, thanks to our Music Boosters organization. I got to throw that out there. Because they've earned it, because for the last 3 weeks, I've been kind of puckered up and on them a little bit about this performance. So, I'm from old school band directing, so my question to you is the same I would be, how do we sound that time? And if it's getting...
My administrators like to see written stuff down on paper, so.
Yeah, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But the beauty is not in writing this down.
Oh, I know.
The beauty is what you heard. And so that's my answer to my administration. If you want my assessment, come into the room, come to the performance. Right. You tell me if they're doing a good job.
First of all, I'd say a participation grade.
Yeah. Oh, they do get a participation grade. Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, if you're wanting to know how I do it, it's the same way I do my concert band. Right. There's a daily, it's a lab class. You're there in your seat doing your job, you're getting a participation grade. You've got a performance coming up. If you miss that performance, you're docked for a grade, unless it's an excused absence. And then they find out the glory of the excused absence. I don't know how you guys grade. There is no such thing as an excused absence from the lab class. Because if you're not there, you missed it. Therefore, if they miss a day, the only way they can improve their grade is to spend that extra hour on another day with me in a practice room making that hour up. Most students opt for just lower the grade.
And another question. I read in there that you said that a lot of these guys taught themselves how to play in their bedrooms. how do you get rid of the rock star bad habits? Like no offense to critique, but I saw that you were playing a little bit like this part of the time, and a couple of the guys are wearing the guitars at their ankles. Do you get rid of those bad habits, or?
I don't address them at all, because I would never tell Maynard Ferguson, who used to play out of the side of his mouth, that he didn't know what the hell he was doing. I mean, honestly, I'm not in a position to do that. I'm not a good enough guitar player. I mean, it's not like a brass instrument that we've all been trained through college in the whole 9 yards. There was no guitar class when I was in college. Kim, you went to the same school I did. Dude, we didn't have anything teaching us how to deal with this. So to the honest answer, I don't address any of it, because if he's comfortable playing and can play what I ask him to play, I'm not going to get in his way. I mean, Kenny G plays over here.
So a little bit of a pedagogical question, like if you had a trumpet player who felt that they could play better out this side of their mouth, would you address that?
Depends on where they are in their training. Jake is a senior. I met him last May when he auditioned for the rock band. Jake, how long you been playing?
7 years.
7 years. I cannot fix in 9 months 7 years, so I'm gonna let him go. Now, I got Keenan over here. Keenan's in 9th grade. If he has a bad habit, I've got 4 years to fix that. So the answer to your question is, if I'm walking in and my senior trumpet player, and this is remember, we started in September. If my senior trumpet player plays out the side of his mouth and he's squealing all over the place and we're playing Chameleon in my jazz band, you understand what I'm saying? Am I gonna dare mess up that kid's amateur? The greatest man I ever knew was Sam Green, tuba player. Okay, I'm telling you. And I had private teachers out the wing try to mess with my embouchure when I was in high school. And my first time I went to a lesson with Sam Green, excuse me, folks, I said, aren't you going to mess with my, change my embouchure? And he said, I don't care if you play it with your butt as long as it comes out and sounds great.